We will now shift focus to our next BFSI and Fintech game changer, and that is regulatory sandboxes. So let's see what our experts have to say about this one. And to start this round of discussions, we have the first topic, which is for a keynote session, and the topic is navigating regulatory changes in the evolving BFSI and Fintech landscape. And for this, I would like to invite upon stage Ms. Garima Nahar, General Counsel of Geo Finance Limited. May we have you on stage, please? Can we have a big round of applause for Ms. Nahar? Over to you, ma'am.
Very good evening to all of you. And thank you for a very kind introduction, as well as opportunity for me to be here and talk to you guys about the regulatory landscape in the BFSI sector. I mean, this is something everybody is reading about, lots of negativities around, where we see that, oh my God, that this fine has been imposed on the State Bank of India, Canara Bank, this bank and that bank, which is today's news itself. So a lot of negativities are around, and we believe that regulations are always an obstacle. However, despite all these inherent complexities and interpretations, which is always evolving with respect to the regulations, I firmly believe that the regulations offer opportunities rather than obstacles. They provide guidance as well as level playing field to all the players around. Recognizing this sooner allows organizations to align their product designs more suitably and proactively, ensuring that the process policies are strategically crafted rather than just made reactively. I think this is the point which I want to bring home, that reactive measures is something which is definitely on the high, both from the regulator, where they are reacting to an event-based instance, as well as from the market players, where we are just trying to cover up in terms of how we can just cover this particular track. Why cannot we more proactive? So this brings us to the question of how should we navigate this landscape? How can we confirm and respond effectively? I think the first and foremost thing which is required in this space is proactively engaging with the regulator. Formal as well as informal channels must be employed by all the market participants so that we can comprehend and adapt to the regulator's expectations. We need to draw a lot of inspiration from, say, for example, MAS, Singapore's MAS, where there is a proper help desk provided by the regulator, where the market players can actually speak, get guidance, open dialogues, and work together with the regulator. This reiterates the basic concept that the regulator, banks, and financial institutions are on the same side of the coin, right? They are working together for the same act. They are not opposing each other. I think this is something which all of us must definitely understand and work towards. Industry bodies play a very, very important role in this regard. I mean, I must congratulate IBA for that, where they are doing phenomenal job for the banks. However, for NBFCs and fintechs, that kind of solid body is something which is still work in progress. I wouldn't say that that kind of a body exists right now. The second thing which I want to highlight is supporting and participating in the innovative solution programs run by the regulator. The basic understanding is that only startups must participate in these things. In my opinion, why not the industry players, wherever they have good ideas, innovative ideas, why they don't play in that background, where you have a regulatory oversight plus a playground to play. And this will definitely bring out great results, with the regulatory push from the very beginning. People try and see that, okay, there is a regulatory arbitrage, let me design my product, let me design my model in that arbitrage. Rather than that arbitrage, why can't we talk and understand the expectation better and then design a product? I mean, some phenomenal work is happening in terms of unified KYC, your face authentication, video-based, Vanari as a project, credit cards. All these things are fantastic things. And I would urge that, market readers should also participate in that and see how we can push those initiatives because it is going to help the entire industry. This brings me to the next thing, and which we were hearing in the earlier sessions also. From a regulatory perspective also, very important thing is the mindset shift, where consumer impact needs to be analyzed. If we understand that impact, our policies, procedures, everything will be in compliance. Because, I mean, the major theme which is being advertised or being propagated by regulator is with respect to consent, with respect to transparency. If we are working towards that mindset, if we are working towards a scenario where we want to make customer journey successful, the concept of customer success manager we just heard, I mean, I just caught on to that catchphrase, and I believe that that is a great idea. We must, from a regulatory perspective, also think about it when we are designing a product. If we know that, okay, this is the expectation and this is how my customer is going to react and have an impact on my, I mean, this regulation becomes an opportunity, not an obstacle. Then the next question I would say would be embracing the technology and AI. I mean, everybody has been speaking about it, and regulatory landscape is no less. And everybody knows the importance, but the adoption in terms of compliance tools, making the R&D in that sector is not as much. So I think that that is something which we all must work very hard on. And last topic, which I want to touch upon very quickly. Before going to that topic, I would like to ask some of the members here, what do you think are our major stakeholders? For a BFSI entity, what is the most important stakeholder? Any responses? Who are my stakeholders? Shareholders, yes. Regulator, yes. Employees, yes, very nice. Anybody else? Customers, yes. I'll just add one more onto that layer, that is future generation. Please add that as your important stakeholder. And all the regulations, everything you will understand from a sustainability perspective, and you will start preparing your product strategy in line with that. I think that is one small bit which I will leave it with you. And so, I mean, in substance, what I'm trying to say is that, of course, regulations are aplenty. They are ever evolving. They offer challenges as well as opportunities. But we need a firm-wide commitment to understand the expectation, coupled with proactive approach in designing, monitoring all our products is indispensable. And embracing regulations as opportunity will pave a path for a successful India, for growth and innovation in our sector. Thank you. Any questions? I'm happy to take on.
This is just a broader general question, So in this very crowded field of banks, NBFCs, BFSI segment, do you foresee yourself having any USP or a niche? Or is there some segment that you are trying to tap? Where do you see yourself at a broader level?
So, I mean, I think we are very well placed to take on this segment. We are taking very, very calibrated approach towards product design. And I think you're right that, there are many, many players in this market, and they have done phenomenal work. So we have to do something different, and only time can tell you that, whether we were right in doing that decisions. But yeah, idea is that we are going to take baby steps and ensure that we do the right things. Thank you.